Now, it's traditionally been seen as the leisure pursuit of only the very wealthy, but those involved in the sport of polo are trying to change that. Model and presenter Jodie Kidd is a keen player, and she's headed up a government-backed campaign to take polo to the masses.
Into the streets of London as they try to take polo to the people and lose the tag of being a posh sport. This was the launch of the World Polo Series, supported by the model Jodie Kidd, whose brother is in the London team.
Polo over the last 15-20 years in England has just gone from an elitist sport and pretty unapproachable to, a lot of people are playing now. Satellite clubs are appearing all over the country.
Teams from New York, Moscow, Rome and Lagos will also compete, with the rules adapted to make polo faster and more exciting. They'll stage a 3-day event in West London this June, which will also encourage children to take up the sport and highlight pay and play programmes around the country.
Everybody looks at motor racing as being very accessible because they have a car, but it costs so much more money for Lewis Hamilton to be trained and go through the ranks than it did for Henry Brett, who's here with us today, who's going to be the captain of the London team, to have learnt to play polo and eventually end up as the captain of England, representing us all over the world.
I'd love to see it become, far more sort of understood and dispel some of these sort of preconceptions that they have about it, the posh sort of sport.
Kids are, the future, and, part of what we're trying to do, World Polo and Polo in the Park, is, to encourage kids to come and have a go and see what fun it is.
Polo in the Park will be held at Hurlingham Park in Fulham, the home of polo, where England won the 1908 Olympic title and this trophy. Now it's a game which is being updated and taken to a mass market.
Polo is actually already quite sexy. We just need to get it to a wider audience.
I say it's, rugby on horseback, and that's a pretty close thing to it.
Polo returning here to Hurlingham Park for the first time in 70 years, as the sport tries to attract a whole new audience and perhaps 1 or 2 new players for the future as well. James Haddock, Sky Sports.
Trust me, it's a lot better to see him on one of those than it is a real horse. Polo, not just for the aristocracy, according to those who know the sport best. The cost of taking part might put some people off, but should it? The World Polo Association and the government have teamed up to offer children the opportunity to apply for places on free polo training academy sessions during the summer. Well, if it is a success, it'll become a sustained programme where participants can return for more lessons. After that, a 1-hour coaching session would cost £30. Apparently, you wouldn't want to do much more than an hour because of the physical exertion. Buying a horse seems like a big expense involved, but there's no need. You can hire one at a polo club and all the kit for £70. Your own boots might cost £100 and a hat £50, less than the cost of a set-up for a golfer. Can get to be an expensive business if you really go for it, though. Memberships of clubs, if you can get in, can be in the thousands. Your own horse would cost between £500 and £3,000, depending on how good it is. Stabling costs come in at around about £400 per month, so all fairly pricey, but exactly, compare it to golf.
Yeah, don't recommend trying golf on a horseback.